Economics, Standard 12, Unit 4, Consumption and Investment Functions continued. Dear students, we have learned consumption and investment functions, determinants of investment function, marginal efficiency of capital, marginal efficiency of investment in Unit 4. The continuation of the same unit, let us learn today a new topic, multiplier. Literally, multiply means to increase a number by the number of times mentioned. Literally, multiply means to increase a number by the number of times mentioned. In economics, multiplier means the ratio of the change in national income to change in investment. So, the ratio of the change in national income, the ratio of the change in the national income, of the change in national income. So, national income NI, okay, or just in national income to change in investment. So, the ratio of the change in national income to change in investment. In investment I. So, national income and I. So, multiplier first was developed or introduced by R.F. Khan. So, R.F. Khan just introduced multiplier in terms of employment. In terms of employment. And in modern economics, in macroeconomics, remember J.M. Keynes redefined and just he mentioned this multiplier as the investment multiplier. J.M. Keynes just brought out the multiplier concept just as investment multiplier. So you remember investment multiplier was just introduced by J.M. Keynes, investment multiplier. Okay, so that is what is multiplier? Is the ratio of change in national income to change in investment. So change in investment, that is increase or increase in investment. So increase in investment I, and change of national income, or that is resultant increase in income. So change of income is resultant increase in income. Resultant increase in income. So remember, change of I, increase investment, and resultant increase in income, that is I. We have to take into say, or we have to say that resultant increase in I, investment. Okay. Now, so multiplier, symbolically, we just mean multiplier is K. So K equal to change of income divided by change of investment. So remember, K is equal to change of income divided by change of investment. Since change in income results in change in investment, this multiplier is called as investment multiplier. The ultimate determinant of income and employment is the multiplier. The ultimate determinant of income and employment is the multiplier. Keynes talks about multiplier on aggregate demand. So he always goes for aggregate demand. You would have even seen the flow chart, effective demand. So he paid attention only to aggregate demand. So he talks about multiplier on aggregate demand only. Any income in investment increases income manifold. So any income in investment increases income manifold much due to multiplier effect. So that's you have to remember, it's due to multiplier effect. Thus, the concept of multiplier explains or expresses the relationship between an initial investment on the final increment of the GNP. So remember, the concept of multiplier explains or just expresses the relationship between an initial investment and an increase, that is what we call it as on the final increment of GNP. So that you have to keep in mind. The magnified or amplified effect on initial investment on income is called multiplier effect. So there is multiplier effect, and that is the magnified or amplified on income is called, that is the magnified or amplified effect on initial investment on income is called as multiplier effect. Okay. Now Keynes works, that is Keynes concept of investment multiplier works under certain assumptions. Always in economics we have got assumptions. So even that is Keynes investment multiplier works on certain assumptions which limit the operation of the multiplier. Okay. So the first and the foremost is that we are to remember there is no induced investment. And just before that, remember we have learned two investments. One is autonomous investment and another is what we call it as induced investment. So what is autonomous investment? And that is autonomous investment goes on or talks about, and that is it is not profit motive, but autonomous investment is actually we just call it as it has got a social motive. And autonomous investment is social motive, and income is inelastic. Thirdly, independent. Now the first assumption of Keynes investment multiplier is there is change in autonomous investment. Change in autonomous investment means there should be change in income or rate of interest or rate of profit. Okay. Keynes investment multiplier has certain assumptions which limit the operation of the multiplier. The first one is there is change in autonomous investment. Autonomous investment is that is what we call it a social welfare motive, and independent, and income is inelastic. And first assumption is there is change in autonomous investment. Change of income, rate of interest or rate of profit, that it should be. Okay. Second point is there is no induced investment. You know what is induced investment? Planned by the firms and the house schools, and profit motive, and thirdly income is inelastic. And this, so in Keynes investment multiplier there is no induced investment. And third point is consumption is a function of current income. So you see, just think, consumption should not be based on past income, but it should be on current income. Fourthly, there is no time lag in the multiplier process. So the fourth point is there is no time lag in the multiplier process. And fifth one is consumer goods should be available in response to effective demand. So goods also should be, the output should be available. And then find, that is another one is important one, there is a closed economy. Remember, closed economy means it should not be just that is having foreign trade, foreign interference. So foreign trade should not be just included in this economy, closed economy. and there is no changes in prices. Prices changes means just if prices rises means consumption will be very less. So if the prices goes down means consumption will be more. So here one of the assumptions of Keynes investment multiplier is there is no change in prices. And then there is less than full employment level in the economy. There is less than full employment level in the economy. Okay, so and the most important point on these assumptions is that the marginal propensity to consume is constant. You know what is MPC? So marginal propensity to consume. So the rate of income spent on consumption. So the MPC refers to the relation between change in consumption and change in income. So change in consumption and change in income. So the relationship between change in consumption and change in income, that is Y. Change in Y. So you have to remember. And so what happens symbolically? MPC equal to. So MPC equal to symbolically change in consumption divided by change in income. So that you have to remember. So symbolically multiplier is K. So K is equal to 1 divided by 1 minus MPC. And you remember MPS, or that is marginal propensity to consume, is equal to 1 minus MPC. So can you remember that is? And you know MPS plus MPC is equal to 1. So MPS plus MPC equal to 1. So keep in mind that is the multiplier is the reciprocal of 1 minus marginal propensity to consume. So marginal propensity to save is 1 minus MPC. Clear? So you can keep in mind. And we know MPS plus MPC equal to 1. So K is equal to what? So K is equal to 1 divided by MPS. So this is what you have to remember symbolically. So if numerically, if you take into consideration, that is K is equal to, so numerically when you just go for it, if you think that MPC is 0.75, then what will be the MPS? MPS will be 0.25. So when we just consider that is MPC and MPS, and when we just calculate numerically, what would be the K? We just go for it, applying the formula, and you will just know how multiplier is working on. Okay. Now, if M, that is what we call it as MPC. MPC is equal to 0.75. Then MPS is equal to 0.25. Then MPS, that is K. So K is what? Multiplier. So the symbol for multiplier is K. So multiplier K is equal to 1 divided by 1 minus MPC. So this is the formula that we apply, equal to 1 divided by 1 divided by 1 minus 0.75. Clear? Equal to 1 divided by 0.25 equal to, so this is MP, yes, and this is MPC, and then it is equal to 4. So K is equal to 4. And remember that is the multiplier is directly related to MPC, inversely related to MPS. The multiplier is directly related to MPC and inversely related to MPS. Actually, the multiplier is defined as reciprocal. Reciprocal means behave that is in the same manner with one another. Okay, so reciprocal of MPS. So multiplier is inversely related to MPS and directly with MPC. So that you have to keep in mind the concept of multiplier. The rest of the multiplier continuation of less than will be taught in the next class. Thank you.